before we start, just remember, if anything does start to hurt or doesn't feel quite right, I'd rather have you stop or at least pull back on the stretch so you're not doing it as harsh, because I don't want you to hurt yourselves, all right? It's always important when we do a little bit of exercise, right? Now we're going to do a little bit of a full body stretch today, but we're going to start on a seat because there's a couple of things that are very hard to do standing, and I'm trying not to put you on the floor, which is where all the best stretches happen, as you can imagine. So grab yourself a chair to start with, and we're just going to have a seat. So first up, I want you to take your left leg and pop it up on your right knee, just like this, okay? So it should be nice and comfortable for most people. Other people might be a bit more up here because it's a bit tighter. That's absolutely fine, okay? I want you to sit forward in your seat, take your right hand, place it under your foot, and left hand under your knee. And then I want you to lean your torso down towards the knee. And you do pull this knee a little bit towards you as well. Just hold. So a good stretch should only be about a 5 or 6 out of 10, no more than that. And it should be relaxing. It shouldn't be painful, okay? So you kind of find that line of, I feel like this is really stretching me out, but it doesn't hurt. That is perfect. Nice way to help your body relax when you're stretching is to breathe nice, deep breaths, especially belly breaths, because they help you shift towards that rest and digest system, away from your fight or flight. Now we have a part 2 to the stretch. So we're going to take the same knee. Our right hand is going to wrap around that knee, just like this. And then you use your other hand to sort of secure it, okay? So in this position, it's kind of like giving yourself a little hug. And then I want you to pull that knee towards the right shoulder. And again, hold. This one should be getting you right down the side of this left glute. Again, just relax, breathe. Focus on feeling that nice stretching sensation, and a good stretch should feel less intense the longer you hold it. So you might have to adjust your stretch as you go. So if it starts becoming less than a 5 or 6, you might have to pull a little bit harder just to keep that 5 or 6. And relax. Switching legs, so right leg on top of the left now. Left hand under the foot, right hand under the knee, and then just leaning that torso forward and slightly pulling this knee up towards you. No one play music with my stretching. Feels eerily silent to me. And relax. Part 2, we take our left arm, wrap it around that knee, give yourself another little cuddle, and pull that knee towards the opposite shoulder. And relax. So next up, I want you sitting forward in your chair like this, and I'll take your right hand, place it on the outside of your left knee like this. Your left hand, I want you to place either on the back of your chair or the side of your chair, depending on what your chair looks like, okay? So these are just to help you. And I want you to take a nice deep breath Ideally, a belly breath if you know how to do that. So your belly sticks out, you breathe in. We're going to, and then rotate and exhale. Use the hands to help you get there. Now we're going to stay here, take another big breath, and then try to rotate a little bit more. 3 more of these. Two more. One more. And slowly unwind, and we're going to go to the other side now. Left hand on the outside of the right knee, right hand on the side of your chair or on the back of your chair. Super deep breath in. Exhale and rotate. You notice my head rotates as well. This helps my body rotate. My head doesn't rotate, my body can't rotate as far. And last one. And relax. Now the last thing we're going to do in our chair is a little bit of extension through our upper back. So if you have a nice sturdy chair, you can use the chair. If you do not have a sturdy chair, I'll show you an alternative, okay? So this is the sturdy chair version. We sit all the way back in our chair, hands behind the head, pull the elbows back. We lean back on the chair, trying to pivot our upper back over the top of our chair, looking up just a little bit, okay? So I want you to move in and out of that rather than holding it. If you do not have a sturdy chair, I would rather have you sitting further forward on your seat like this, placing your hands in this little shark fin behind your head. If you can't quite reach that, just go fingers behind the head like this. And all you have to do is pull your elbows back again and think about pulling this sternum directly up. So it looks like this, looking up a little bit again, and then moving out of it. Moving in, and moving out. Just trying to go through this motion. I'm going to do through 10, whichever version you're doing. Seven, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so that's the seated component done. You can push your seat away somewhere if it's got wheels like mine. Now, for this one here, we are going to start from the bottom and work our way up. So I want 2 hands on your wall. If you don't have a suitable wall around, you can use a table or a back of a chair, it's fine. And just split your feet forward to back like this. Back heel must be flat on the floor. From here, keep your knees straight, your back knee, and just push forward until you feel a stretch in the bottom half of your leg down here, okay? So just lean and hold. Now this one, depending on how often you use a large range of motion in your calf, can actually get quite surprisingly intense quite quickly. Just adjust the pressure to keep it at that 5 or 6 out of 10, okay? So if you have to lean backwards a little bit more, you just lean backwards a little bit more. Absolutely fine. Switching leg, same thing. and relax. Now, just for time's sake, we're going to do the next two together. So this is our hamstrings. Now, ideally we would do this one at a time, but just for today, we're going to do both. Now, if you have something like a table or a wall to touch both hands, that can be helpful, but it's not 100% necessary either. So all we want to do for this one is keep our knees soft, which means they're not completely locked out, but they're not bending actively either. They're kind of just soft. So it's all about the hips on this one. We're going to stick our butt out a little bit and lean forward like this. So you're trying to lean the torso over, keeping those just soft knees, okay? And then you can put your hands on your object if you would like. Now, if you feel like you can go a long, long way down and your head is near your feet, I can almost promise you that you don't have this nice straight back going on, okay? So what I suggest is from the top of the movement, if you're having trouble with it, think about just pivoting over at the hips like this, trying to keep your torso very straight, and then you will find a stretch. So you're basically lifting the hamstrings up over the hip joint. Now, I'm not super flexible, so there will be people who get a lot lower than me, but you shouldn't be able to get all the way down head to toes. And relax. Next up, this one here is easiest to do if you balance with a wall. So take your left foot, put it in your right hand. Now, the easiest way to grab it for people that aren't already very flexible is to do like, sort of like a bit of a crouch, and then reach down, grab that foot, and then come up like this. Now, I want you to pull that foot nice and close to your hips and just hold that stretch. And relax, switching side. So leaning over, grab that foot, stand up tall. And relax. Next up, this is our hip flexors. These are nasty little guys, so we're going to make a point of trying to open them up a little bit. So we're going to go back to this position here, but this time we're going to keep our heel off the floor, and we're going to push our hip forward like this. So our hands, the job of our hands here is to keep our shoulders here, so we can push our hips in front of our shoulders like this. So you're trying to open up this whole area. And then if you would like, you can also lean like this. So you lean away, so same side hand comes up behind the head, lean a little bit away. This is the best standing hip flexor stretch you can get. And switching sides, same thing. So get those hips in front of the shoulders, lifting the heel if you need to. Same side hand goes behind the head and tilts away. And relax. Next up, I'm going to be quick here to finish. So we're going to do a little bit for the shoulder here. I want you to place one hand on your wall. It is ideal if you're really close to the wall like this, but it doesn't matter either. So my hand is on the wall, and I'm just going to twist away like this, and I'll get a big stretch to the front of the shoulder and a little bit into the bicep. Now, I also want you to do the same thing, but with your arm bent to 90 degrees and still just twisting away from that point. And relax, switching side. So hand on the wall, twisting away. And then part two, bent elbow, same thing, twisting away. And relax. Last but not least, we're going to take our left hand, pop it down under our glutes. So glutes here, try to wrap under the corner of it, make a fist. Right hand's going to come across the head and tilt away. And switching side. And relax. So I hope you guys enjoyed that stretch. I hope you feel nice and limber and relaxed. It should